Hello, and welcome to this section of our white belt training. In this section, we're going to define what is Lean and Six Sigma. This is a great question for a white belt, and the objective of this session isn't to make you experts in Lean Six Sigma. More, it's about defining some of the key attributes of Lean, describing some of the key attributes of Six Sigma, and be able to talk about how when you combine Lean and Six Sigma, that you get a very powerful improvement approach. So let's jump right in. So what is Lean? Lean comes from the Toyota production system. It's attributed back to Taiichi Ohno from a history perspective. And we're not going to spend a lot of time on the history of Lean and Six Sigma in this section. We could almost dedicate a full course to the history of Lean and Six Sigma and the improvement science. But if you're interested in learning more about the history of Lean and Six Sigma, I highly encourage you to check. If you Googled the history of Lean or the history of Lean Six Sigma, you will find literally hundreds of thousands of articles and documents on the history of how these improvement sciences have evolved over time. But from a white belt perspective, it's not so much to know the history of Lean and Six Sigma, rather than understanding the fundamental concepts of the two improvement approaches and why Lean Six Sigma is a powerful improvement concept. So let's talk about Lean first. And what is Lean? So when I hear Lean, one of the things that's been hardwired in my brain is to start thinking about what customers value and what's their value statement, what's their value proposition. And once you understand what customers value, what they expect from a product, you can start to decompose the processes that deliver that product and try to find waste. So I've already said the term value a couple times. Introducing the term waste, start resonating those two terms with Lean, because those are two primary terms associated with the Lean improvement methodology and mindset. So Lean is about waste elimination. It's about maximizing value for our customers. And it really invites us to evaluate processes through the lens of, does this particular process step deliver value for the customers? And if a process step does not deliver value, it invites a multidisciplinary team to challenge, is there a different way we can do this? Do we need this process step? Is there a way to change it? Is there a way to redesign it? Can we streamline this process? Ultimately, all aimed at eliminating waste, so waste is going down and value going up to the customers or patients or whoever your end process recipient is. Primarily, we can say customers, because most likely it's a customer at the end of one of these processes. So Lean, think value, think waste. Let's jump to Six Sigma. Six Sigma, most likely associated with quality. You'll hear terms like eliminating defects, eliminating variation. There's also a measurement of quality assigned to Six Sigma, and we're not going to go into the statistics of Six Sigma today, but it's 6 standard deviations from the mean. But we won't. That's as deep as we're going to go in this white belt training on statistics around Six Sigma. But if you're interested to learn more about stats in Six Sigma, you're probably on a path to become a black belt or a master black belt. So the third bullet point here is maybe one of the most powerful ones, at least for me, and I think it's most important for white belts to take away too, is that there's a big component of Six Sigma that introduces a problem-solving approach called DMAIC. And we'll go through DMAIC, in fact, in the next section here. And what I like about DMAIC, and I think what you should like about DMAIC from a white belt perspective, is that it gives you a mental model of problem solving. So there's a step-by-step approach to addressing really any problem that you may have, whether it's in a professional setting or a personal setting. And I think that that's one of the key components of Six Sigma, is that improvement approach and that mindset. And I shared this quote from Jack Welch. It's a strong one. He's the former CEO of GE. And GE, as you know, is known for building strong leaders. And they were one of the early adopters to Six Sigma. But he goes on to state that Six Sigma is a quality program that, when all said and done, improves your customer's experience, lowers your costs, and builds better leaders. So there's a lot to like in that quote. And the thing that I like about you as new white belts is that you're already taking your first steps to become a better leader, a better problem solver, by understanding how Lean and Six Sigma work together to help improve experience, lower costs, and a nice byproduct of that is you become a stronger leader. So what does this look like when you put these two approaches together? And I think this is where the magic happens, right? Is that there were components of Lean that filled in gaps for Six Sigma. There were gaps in the Six Sigma approach that were filled by Lean. And when you combine these two concepts together, you get this strong methodology that we call Lean and Six Sigma. And it's really as simple as this equation. And again, there's literally hundreds of tools under each one of these symbols. There's mindsets, there's concepts behind each one of these. But from a white belt perspective, think about Lean, reducing waste. Think about Six Sigma, reducing defects. And thinking about the combination of those two, ultimately delivering high-value, defect-free products that are faster, that's more efficient, ultimately to your customer. And that is truly the power of Lean and Six Sigma. So again, this was a great introduction section to just the basics of Lean and Six Sigma. Following this section, there's a short quiz that will test some of these basic concepts of Lean Six Sigma. And all we're looking for here at the white belt level is just a basic understanding of some of the definitions of Lean and Six Sigma. So thanks for checking out this section. The next section we'll talk about DMAIC. So thank you.